Hello guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of Haunted Gaming. And this time, for the first time ever, we're doing a Kirby creepypasta called Kirby's Deadland. Now this creepypasta is shorter, so I'm actually going to be doing it word for word. I usually leave summaries for longer creepypastas so I can basically boil them down. But, let's read this word for word. Let's begin. One day, in September of 2012, my parents were at work, and I was home all alone. I decided to take out an old game, Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I was ready for a wave of nostalgia. I popped in the disc and hit start. Now, the first thing to strike me as odd was that when the intro played, Kirby was missing, and the rest of the characters did their normal animation, acting as if Kirby was there. As I reached the title screen, Kirby was still MIA, missing in action. I ignored it and started a new game. The beginning cutscene was normal. Everything was fine until I entered Cookie Country. As I entered the first level, the enemies looked sad, and I swear that they had tears in their eyes as they died. It only got worse from there. The enemies started looking sadder and had fresh scars and bled realistic blood. As I got to the boss, I chose the Fire Copy ability. The color was a crimson red as I climbed down the ladder. I screamed at what I saw. Wispy Woods had glowing red eyes, with blood pouring out of the eyes and mouth. God, my cliches, God. Oh, anyways, pieces of bark were torn off, and the leaves were stained with blood. A text box appeared, and in red, oozing letters, it read, You did this to me! We finish here! I was shocked at the evil little smile on the cute pink marshmallow's face. As I did a fire attack on the tree, the rest of the bark was burned to ashes. The smooth surface was tainted with blood. He shook the leaves, and those spiked enemies fell out splattered with blood. Blood, blood, blood! God, what? Anyways, sorry. They looked determined to kill Kirby. As I defeated Wispy, he fell over, and his roots tore out of the ground, with blood to follow. Kirby did his happy dance to no music. The same repeated for the rest of the area, especially the morbid-looking bosses. But Landia was the worst. Its eyes were black sockets with tears streaming from them. Blood stained its whole body. Kirby, I shall not let you. Let him do what? As I entered the second phase of the battle, I heard a roar from the speakers. I stared horrified as they left their makeshift body to decay as organs and blood soon fell out. It took only a few blows to defeat it. The screen cut to black. I didn't get scared because it happens all the time. I thought it would stay like that after a few minutes of waiting. I was about to shut off the Wii when something popped up. I shrieked. Kirby had an eerie grin with blood staining his fang-like teeth. The arms of Waddle Dee were stitched to his body. The legs of King Dedede and the wings of Meta Knight were stitched too. A text box appeared that read in the red oozing letters. Wonder what that might be. Blood? Maybe? I don't know. You're next! I screamed again as I heard a distorted laugh. The intro came with Kirby missing and morbid characters. The Warp Star was also stained with blood. The title read in the same text, Kirby's Deadland. As my parents walked through the door, I ran and hugged them, tears streaming down my face. Since then, I was never able to play that game again. So far, the anniversary game has been going well, but I refuse to do that Dreamland part. As you should know by now... Whew, well, you know when I said I'd read a bad creepypasta? Well, if you thought Killawaker was bad, I'd love to see your faces now. But according to the author, this is the first attempt, and because we aren't assholes here, we're going to be nice and see what suggestions we can give to make this better. And if you're wondering if there are even more horrible creepypastas, trust me, I'm looking at one right now. And it's not this, it's even worse than this. But anyways, in the beginning, the player feels nostalgic and wants to play a game in their past. Normally that would be cliched, and it is cliched. But, we all get nostalgic time from time, and, we want to play some classics. So I'll let it slide, even though it is very cliched. And, there could have been a different way to, introduce this. But again, let's let it slide. Let's give it a little redeeming quality there. But anyways, the player tells us as soon as entering Cookie Country, the enemies looked sad and had tears in their eyes and bled realistic blood. Blood. Why is it so overused all the time? Just because you say, oh my god, blood and intestines, doesn't make it scary at all, unless it's used properly. For example, the Leaf Green Beta creepypasta. It mentioned dead Pokemon that didn't appear mangled or cut up and said they were just lied there dead. It was creepy. Why? Because the prior events in the creepypasta led up to it, and also because the bodies were in an unexpected place that not only shocked but disgusted the readers legitimately. Even the LSD Dream Emulator creepypasta, which detailed a horrific violent imagery, and you know, it was genuinely scary since it was built up, and it also had a sense of realism because of the nature of the game. Even more specifically, blood. It's not scary, and just because it's realistic blood, it doesn't make it scary at all. Shit, I fell down the pavement and fucking scratched my arm and blood came out. Guess what? I didn't shit my pants. What the hell? So yeah, major point. I know that has nothing to do with this, but anyways, major point, no unnecessary violence. You'll do a much better job if you don't. Finally, the ending. I expect kids who play this game, not teenagers, but kids, I assume this is a kid. But, you know, if you play a horror game and if you see this kind of imagery, I expect you to be mentally scarred. But nope, they just turn the game off and forget about them like, oh, nothing happened. Guess we'll just walk away. Really? Yeah, I call bullshit on that one. I think that the creepypasta was longer and hadn't resorted to violence like so many other bad creepypastas, and that if it did something unique, which I know isn't easy, you know, I mean, if you were to write a creepypasta that is good, like for example Ben, JVK1166Z.ESP, LSD, or Creepy Black, you could find something unique about the game that could be potentially creepy and use that instead of resorting to blood and gore. I haven't played Kirby, to be honest, in my life that much, you know, besides on the Game Boy Color for like 2 levels, so I really can't tell of something unique in this. But maybe you can, for those people that do play Kirby. In the end, you know, this is what I would have done to make the creepypasta better. What would you do to make this creepypasta better, and what would you rate it? I assume not very high. But, be nice, I guess. This has been another episode of Haunted Gaming, and if you like what you saw, then like, comment, and subscribe. This is me, Mutahar, from Some Ordinary Gamers, and I'm out.